against hadith. The Quran directly tells us that everything is in the book.
Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My brother, I hope you're doing well, inshallah ta'ala. I've actually dealt with quite a few hadith rejectors in my time on this app, and it's very, very easy to batter everything you said out of the park. First of all, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in the Quran that he said the kitab wa hikmah. So the kitab is the book, and the hikmah is something separate because there's a wow in between. The kitab wa hikmah is a wow of separation. So that means the kitab and the hikmah was sent separately as two separate things, as two separate sets of revelation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in the Quran that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam does not speak from his own desires. He does not speak from himself, from his own desires. Now, we've got two options here, my bro. You're either going to say that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam just walks around speaking the Quran all the time, or the other option is that there's another speech separate from the Quran, which is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Very, very simple. Now, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we don't believe the hadith literally is the hikmah. We believe that the hadith is the recorded hikmah from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and there is a difference. Now, this is very, very simple. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in the Quran, he mentions that on the ordained nights, do not fight the mushrikeens. What are these ordained months? He mentions months. Do not fight the disbelievers. He mentions that in the Quran, so I think it's sort of Tawbah. I'll get the quote, inshallah. You've got to ask yourself the question, what are these nights? The only way you're going to be able to answer this question is by going to the hikmah, the explanation of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which is separate from the Quran, as the Quran mentions. Also in the Quran, it mentions in Surah Al-Baqarah. Surah Al-Baqarah mentions in verse 143 that the Qibla was changed. The Qibla was changed from one to another. Where's your Qibla? If the Quran is meant to be followed alone, where is the old Qibla mentioned in the Quran? You're going to have to find that for me. And if you can't, you're going to have to say that there's something else other than the Quran that we need to refer to. Very simple thing to understand. Wassalamu alaikum.